There we go. Yes, it's in progress. Okay, you guys, sorry. Technology, you got to love it to hate it and hate to love it. So I gave everyone an email this morning. You should have gotten also the replay from yesterday. I'm gonna make this quick so my connection doesn't create a problem. Everyone will get today's replay. But we are going to, so then there you got also a high intensity interval training today and a video along with that. So go ahead and tackle that and do that 20 to 30 minutes. Every day you should be doing 20 to 30 minutes of activity, really intense activity, preferable. And then following the meal guide, the portions, and pairing the right things together in your day. So if you have any questions, please go to the Facebook group and ask them on the profile, and we all can benefit from all of the questions and answers. So today you got an email talking about an 80-20 process. Now, for those who are on a more specific plan, like a meal plan, this doesn't apply to you right now. Okay. If you are in a more dialed in, and one of my clients in like the 12-week program and you're watching this doesn't apply to you. So just in one ear out the other. So this is for everyone doing the 5-day challenge who's really not been doing anything at all. And you're pretty new to just this whole protein, carbohydrate, fat process, and the portion control with your hand sizes, and really starting to blend all of that together and eating at least 3 meals a day, nothing in between. I mean, and I say at least, so if you need another meal, make it one of those meals where you pair the protein with a good fat, then you can have 2 pieces of fruit throughout your day with one of the meals. So those are the guidelines. If you need to refer back to the guide, you please do that and ask a question again in the group. But the 80-20 is really it's really how I live. I probably do more 90-10 just because I like how I feel when I eat a certain way. But the 80-20 is 80% on plan, clean, whole foods, live foods. They're going to make you feel alive. So you need to be 80% on that. And if you're not sure if you're 80% versus 20%, that food journaling that you should be doing on this challenge is going to give you a great viewpoint of whether or not you're doing that and how frequently. So, and if you need help just discovering that, you can send it to me and I can figure that out together. I am more than happy to help people individually. I just don't know who needs help. So I need you to speak up and request that help. And I would be happy to do that for you. So 80-20, 80% on plan, 20%, whatever you want. Now, I'm not saying just have a whole pizza, you know, that wouldn't make sense to me in any scenario. But if you wanted that bag of popcorn, if you wanted to have a slice of pizza, if you wanted to enjoy that glass of wine with that pizza and have some salad with that really rich, high fat salad dressing, you can, and enjoy it. You know, it's not about restriction. It's about strategy and placing things in the right time of day to help support your goals. And there is all kinds of strategy that you can do that without denying yourself those things that you love. And I have had people say, listen, Leah, I can't go without this chocolate. Like, I must have chocolate in my plan. No problem. Let's write it in. Let's calculate how much. Chocolate actually can be good for you. It's got antioxidants in it, especially if it's the dark chocolate, which is my favorite. You know, we can add cocoa powder to things. There's just so many things we can do that can satisfy that desire and those preferences that you have, but not throw you completely off the rails. You know, it's not about an all or nothing. It is just always something. And that's where that 80-20 comes in. And like I said, the people who are on a specific plan, we've got very dialed in goals, and we are going to be, the meal plans are my way to communicate with my client as well. And if anybody ever gets interested in doing that 12-week program with me, I'd love to have a conversation. And I, in fact, will put a link in the description here to be able to get on my calendar to dial that in. Someone reached out to me yesterday wanting to do something like that, who's a part of this challenge. So this is a great challenge to get you aware and knowledgeable of macros and how we want to eat, portions, like some portions, we don't really understand proper portions. I just, in every restaurant that I've ever been in, they're just not appropriate portions. And we tend to think that we have to clean our plate. Sometimes we were raised that way, like, don't waste food. You don't have to waste it. Just take half of it home and let it be another meal. And having those smaller meals to where your body's just not able to digest all of that. You need to give your digestion a little break, and then give it something it knows what to do with. Those artificial sweeteners and all of those fillers that they say are in our healthy snacks, our body doesn't identify that on what it can turn into lean muscle or energy. So what is it going to do? It's going to store it as body fat, because that's where it's going to harm your body the least. And that's where toxins stay, is in our body fat. So when you drop body fat, toxins are going to be released. And so you need to do things that are going to detox you as well in that process. So like apple cider vinegar in warm water with a little bit of honey and lemon is a great drink to do twice a day. I just do straight apple cider vinegar shots. Those are great for your immune system, amazing for your gut. If you have gut issues, try it. It's magic. There's so many things that we can do that are going to benefit us. And then we can also have a life and do things outside of that. Go on vacation. Everybody's probably going on some summer vacation and you want to enjoy some different cuisine. That's okay to do. But I also want you to be conscientious of, we really need to give our body what it is that it needs, and it'll make you feel better. We don't know how bad we can feel until we feel better. And we're like, wow, I was feeling like crap. And so how do you do this? How do you keep on track with this mentally? Because I know a lot of the time it's like, I do so good for 3 or 4 weeks and then I fall off. Well, this support, tapping into a group, there's Facebook groups all over the place. This group is great. I want to nurture this group and help keep people in that mindset of, it's not about the motivation. It is about the decision. And it really is, if you can say no to what you want now for what you want most, you will be successful. But that, like I said, doesn't mean you don't ever get what you want. And so I always teach my gals in my program, I want you to do a treat meal. I don't even call it a cheat meal. It's a treat meal. And it all is a treat. It's all very good food. And I love every bit of what I eat. But when we're new to this process, we sometimes can get in our head about being restricted on certain foods that we maybe like and crave. So you want to enjoy that treat meal. Don't attach guilt, don't attach negative thoughts and the narrative that we have going when it comes to what we eat. We need to change that relationship with food. Food is fuel. Food is something we can enjoy. It is not something to medicate us. It is our medication, but it is in a good way. And it is not to medicate the emotions. And really sit and evaluate, okay, I'm hungry, I think. Am I emotionally hungry, just bored? Am I trying to make myself feel better because something just happened? Or am I actually hungry physically? And sometimes you are one of the other, and you have to identify that and make sure that it's a physical, and it doesn't have to be famished. If you're like, well, it's been a couple of hours and there's this empty feeling here and in your gut, then time for another meal, especially if you know you're about to go do something. Say you're about to sit at a ball field and watch your kid play baseball for the next 3 hours. You better eat something before you go or bring it with you. So anticipate what your day is going to look like and plan your meals so that you can't fall off the rails. When we fail to plan, just plan to fail. And that's what I encourage everyone to do, is think ahead of time, plan out your meals the night before, preferably. Have it, even if you work from home. I have a hair that's really bothering me. You see me doing this, sorry. If you have a job that you work from home and you think, oh, I can just fix it as I go. Don't do that. Don't leave it up to chance that you get a phone call, get called into a meeting, or you've got to go pick up little Jimmy, over here because he hurt his knee, or so-and-so needs help. then you can just grab that and you can take it with you and even eat it in the car. It doesn't take long to eat, the meals, especially if you're following the portion sizes. So all that being said, planning is going to get you successful. There's just nothing else I can say about that. It's a discipline. Self-discipline equals self-love. And if you're the one that struggles with self-care and self-love, the motions may not be there right away. So you just need to create a plan, an action, a habit. And one of the books that I always encourage people to start reading and diving into is called Atomic Habits. Because in that ice cube analogy that I gave yesterday, that's where that analogy came from. There's so many great ways that he puts things that will help you really bite things. It's like eat the elephant one bite at a time. If you try to change everything at once, it's overwhelming and you can get analysis paralysis and just not do anything at all. But if you can change one thing, just like those things that we said, what are we working on this week? Whether it's get more water in, make sure I get the proper amount of protein in, space my meals out, or don't eat past a certain time, say 7:00 at night. Those can be those goals that you work towards. And those are smaller, more manageable goals. And that's how those habits, those tiny, tiny little habits are what is going to create your results. It's going to create you and the physique and the fitness that you want. It is all, the devil is in the details. So don't think you've got to go on this huge overhaul of all these things. If you want to, you've got the tools to do it. You have a coach that can do that and support you with that. But if you can just choose 1 to 2 things to change this week and get good at that, and then successfully journal that and just say, wow, I've done really good at this. What should I tackle next? And you're just going to create this lifestyle that becomes second nature to you. And then getting a support system and getting a buddy that does it with you. Maybe your partner at home. If your partner at home is not that type, I understand that. I've been there. You have to put your blinders on and just go, because no one is going to want it for you more than you. Nobody is going to do it for you, and nobody is going to take care of you better than you. They got their own stuff, their monkeys, their circus, your monkeys, your circus. You need to manage yourself, stay in your lane, and know that I know what's going to support what it is that I'm trying to accomplish. And that's to be in a level of fitness, have some energy, be in a state of health that is going to take you later into your years. It's going to help you be there for your kids and be there for your grandkids and do your job and enjoy this life if you're close to retirement. All of these things you aren't going to enjoy if you don't have the quality of life. So really figuring out your why, like, why am I doing this? You've got to have a big, big why, because day in and day out, it's going to be a challenge. I rarely honestly feel like going to the gym. It's just a habit. It's awkward when I don't go to the gym. I mean, so I am here. This is the opportunity that I've been able to do. My kids are out there right now. They're working out. They're getting in the habit. What it feels like afterwards, it releases those endorphins. Like, that is what you want to focus on, get addicted to that, and the results will come. But all the other benefits that you're going to get are going to be far greater than looking good naked. But that will happen. And that's just bonus after all of the other benefits that you're going to have emotionally, mentally, spiritually, even, finding that discipline and being proud of yourself, trusting yourself that you're going to follow through and doing that. That's just going to create a bigger belief in yourself, and it's going to affect all the other areas of your life. So really look at this as a very holistic approach to just your life and how you live it. You want a good quality of life. It begins with you, with number 1, take care of you, set those goals, set those intentions, get that smartphone, start plugging in your water, plugging in your food, plugging in your me time, scheduling a massage every 2 weeks, getting a chiropractor visit, acupuncture, all these things that are maintenance and preventatives, are super important. And you're going to have a whole new outlook on life. I promise you that. If you have questions, if you would like to get connected to any of those things, massage therapist, acupuncturist, chiropractics, all of those things, please reach out to me. I have sources for all of that. It is what keeps me up and going. And, even if I do have an ailment, even if I have something, maybe I struggled in the gym because I tweaked my back. It's a weak spot that I have. I still wake up feeling like $1,000,000. I still do. And it doesn't mess with my mental, because I know when I rest it, it's going to do what I want it to do. My body is not going to betray me. These are amazing mechanisms. And when we treat it right, it will treat us right back. So please just know that these disciplines are all going to gel and come together for the greater good of every area of your life, not just a smaller pant size or a smaller number on the scale. Those are great and all, and those can be kind of these little goals over here and little ways to measure our progress. But the bigger picture far outweighs these tiny tools that we look at. And it's really exciting. And that progress is going to get you really hooked. I know my boys are hooked on it, and I see the change in them, and they've been doing this, I would say, about 5 weeks now, and there's a huge change in them. So I've seen it firsthand. It's amazing. I've seen it and done it in my own life. So we speak from experience. I hope you guys all are experiencing even just a morsel of that in these 5 days. This is day 3, and we're going to do measurements on day 5. We're going to see how much progress that you made, and hopefully this is something that you can take along with you. Also, if it's something that you want to dial in even more, I'm going to give an opportunity to get a free it's like a breakthrough session with me to figure out what is your next step. What could you dial in even more? If you really liked this, let's see what more we can do. What's that next step, especially if you're ready for that. I definitely want to have that conversation with you. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Questions in the group, I'll be there. And I apologize for the little technical difficulties in the beginning, but we managed to get it. And you all have a wonderful day. Enjoy the HIIT, and let me know what you think in the comments of this live. Have an amazing day.